podcast now. Welcome to the Warrior Shrine. I'm Django. Temp is here. What's up, Temp?
What's up?
Yep. It's just us, and that's enough. We're doing this giant MK11 question and answer episode. Listen, thank you guys for asking questions. Thank you guys for asking these questions. You asked them real good. Hopefully we can get through all of these. That would be good. It depends on. There's very few of them. I think only maybe about 50% that are about Fujin. So I think we should be good.
Hot damn.
But before we jump into the MK11, fucking like we know anything. What else is going on? Fucking the Nintendo Direct. You were talking about the SNK, the waifu fighting game.
Yeah, that's about it too. I don't think there's any other fighting game news out in the moment. There's a controversy about BlazBlue DLC, but I'm not really aware of it. I haven't researched it. So really, it's just SNK Heroines. That's it. And since I don't own a Switch, and if I did, I wouldn't buy that game. I don't have too much of an opinion.
Boy, people and their Switches, man. It's yeah, Switches. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'm not gonna talk shit about Switches. I've made that mistake before. I'm not gonna do that. Switches are great. If you guys if you ever no, okay, I'm just gonna pump the brakes. It's all good, man. Switches rock. And the SNK, is it Fatal Furies? Well, I don't know if I'm making this stuff
one
up.
Of them. There's a ton of games like SNK. They got so many fucking games. I can't even keep them all in order in my brain.
I mean, is it more than one new one coming out?
No, just Fighting Game Heroines.
Fighting Game Heroines, that's what it's called.
Fury? Was that your question?
No. Yeah, I'm trying to think about what this game is called. Fatal Furies, Fatal Frame, Fatal Furries.
That's what you beat me to. I was going to say that. Fatal Furries.
This. I saw that there was a costume editor you get into play. God. Thirsty Japanese people.
The weirdest part is the real SNK game, the one not coming out for the Switch, that sold, I could be wrong about this, but from what I understand, it sold under 300,000 copies worldwide. That's what I heard. Could be false, but I mean, the podcast I heard that on is generally very reliable, so God, those are bad numbers. Those are really, really bad numbers.
What did it come out on? Was it what with the consoles?
It came on all of them, as far as I know. Xbox One, PS4, and PC, I believe. I think.
Oh, that's not good at all. Then.
Yeah, no, that's awful. And I guess they're using the assets to try to bank on whatever's left. To kind of salvage, their losses. I don't really know why. I'm not really against this in concept. It's really not for me.
No, I'm not against it either, but there is something that feels very Japanese about it. It's not subtle. It's like
it's cat ears and shit.
It's just not like I don't think that Western audiences are ready for it. Let me put it that way. It's not like Skullgirls. It's a whole different, cuter, sexier, hotter, thirstier version of that. And I bet it's still SNK, so it's like, this is a fighting game. This is it's not just fucking, I don't even know. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's Japan.
I don't really know who this, even if it's for the Japanese, I still don't know which Japanese people it's for, because, if the SNK game by itself is already revealing there's already enough fan service in the original SNK, which has a bigger roster, so other than being for the Switch, I'm not clear what the selling point of this game is. And I've been accused of having waifus in the past. Let the record show that I have no waifus. I do play a lot of female characters, but part of that is sentiment. Psylocke's an X-Men. She's my favorite X-Men. And the other part is I think artistically, female characters are often done better in fighting games. Generally speaking.
All right, mate. Okay, baby. Well, sometimes it's a... Sometimes you get Melina in MK9, though, and it's like, they look like a spider.
Yeah, it's a little strange sometimes. It's
okay, though. It's okay. It's fine. Listen, I'm not the person to ask. Yes, I support you. I support all you guys out there with your... Yeah.
I don't ever support the Switch, though. I mean, it's not a well, maybe it is a secret. Maybe this is a Warrior Star exclusive. I don't really care for the Switch. I don't really like the system. I think it's I think you have to buy 3 consoles now if you want to play all the exclusives, and I hate that. Why couldn't I don't need a fucking handheld. I don't play video games on the fucking bus, okay? Like, just make a at least as powerful as the PlayStation 4. Can they at least make a console that's as powerful as the most powerful console in 2013? You can't make a fucking PS4 level. God, that's fucking
They
stupid.
cannot do that, but they are gonna work their asses off to make fucking Skyrim and Dark Souls work on that fucking Game Boy. And people are gonna love it. People are buying games that's on that console like crazy because they're so content hungry and starved. There's like, video games. Okay, listen. Mario Odyssey was probably good.
I heard good things. Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about Mario Odyssey.
I'm sure the people that enjoyed Zelda game enjoyed it. But there's just there's not a lot of incentive for me to get the Switch as far as video game library goes.
It's too expensive. Like, if there was better customization, like if I could choose the color and some of the hardware that came with it, I'd be a lot more open-minded. And I want to play Zelda. I love Legend of Zelda. But I'm not buying another, how much is it, like $300 fucking dollars?
I don't fucking know. How much is any Game Boy?
All I know is I've been told that Dark Souls is going to play at 30 frames per second on the Switch.
Oh,
so
yes.
It's like, what is even the point? Why even do it? You know.
The point is, if you're trapped on that thing, if you're one of those, and this is the thing, if you are a Nintendo fanboy, exclusive, like passionate, you're a fucking diehard, you've never gotten to play Dark Souls. So, here you go. Here's something that's Dark Souls-y. But thank God for the rest of everything. It's like Frame Rate City and shit. Very happy to hear that. Like they didn't like wall it off for PS Pro and Xbox 66. Like,
yeah,
that was a good move. I'm glad that it's all 60.
No, I'm hoping. I don't know much about. I don't think anyone knows a whole lot about Dark Souls Remastered, but I'm hoping it's not like Skyrim Remastered, where they basically just re-release the game with the PC specs. And that, I'm like, no, you actually need to retext your shit. You actually have to add polygons to the models, or I don't.
It's so. Okay, listen. There's no way they can put that shit out as it was. Look, Dark Souls 1 is ugly. Don't fucking... You guys, listen. Dark Souls has fans that will fucking backstab me in the ass all day. I know how they do. But, listen, that first game and Demon Souls was not super attractive. That was not the game's selling point. If it was, then it looked as good as its times. Okay, listen, it's fine.
I would say even for its time, it visually was very... And I understand why. I mean, it was a giant open world. There was a lot of shit going on in that game. I absolutely understand why the game is not very graphic intensive.
Dude, I'm trying to be nice over here.
Yeah, I hear you.
But the game... It didn't look good. It was a PS3 game, and there were some PS2 games that looked a lot better. Like late-gen PS2 games, but still. But that was also from a time when From Software was still From Software, before they were like, From Software, like they could fucking just slap their dicks around everywhere. Or they could be like the only trailer in that whole Nintendo Direct that didn't have stupid dude like narrating over it and shit. Like, they're From Software now. People fill their pants just at the fucking logo of their studio.
Oh yeah, no, I was just talking to a coworker about this today, like Dark Souls was in many ways the beginning of an era. Games from other genres are trying to be Dark Souls. Like Cuphead is like the Dark Souls of like Contra side scrollers.
Well, it's also just a meme now.
Yeah,
this fucking podcast is the Dark Souls of fucking easy listening or something.
Yeah, other genres are dying because they're trying to be like Dark Souls. It's crazy kind of what Dark Souls has become in terms of modern gaming. So, yeah, I don't know. In a way, I guess the reason why is because the single-player experience was kind of dying. You know, the single-player offline platformer was going away in many ways.
And in that generation, like, they fucking said it. Like, I remember fucking quotes from everybody. Sony shit, Xbox shit, like, the offline single-player experience, it won't be around, like, this time next gen, they were saying. It's like, why are you saying stupid shit? Just it's so much easier not to say anything. That way, you're boy. But yeah, games like Dark Souls really teabagged those dudes good.
I'll do my apology in advance. Just like if I piss off anyone who likes the Switch or Dark Souls or bad graphics, like don't take it to heart. I really was disappointed. I really wanted a powerful Nintendo console. I feel like I've waited long enough, and I'm just really frustrated that we don't have a Nintendo console in 2018 that can play third-party games at 60 frames per second. That is where this is coming from. If you like the Switch, and I know a lot of people do, and I pissed off a lot of people on Facebook, but if you like the Switch, it is cool. I don't think less of you. I hope you don't think less of me. So yeah, that's my piece.
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't disagree. But man, if there's people that have if someone has a Switch, like, they don't kind of like it. They're probably like, all in on Nintendo all day.
Yeah.
It's like people that have, I'm sorry, you can finish. I need to not talk while I'm eating.
That sounds delicious. That sounds scrumptious.
Apologies about that. I'm sorry. How rude of me. Okay, listen. This is what Switch does to me. You see how hard I'm trying to do a professional podcast? This is how it feels when Nintendo puts out a new console. They're not even trying. Like, when you guys don't even care about fucking competing. They're like, whatever. We're gonna fucking make a YouTube video, and that's our E3 presentation. Like, they don't fucking care about anything. And I mean, it's fine, because,
It's got a charm to it, for sure.
They're like, what? We have Mario. Cool. Sure, man.
I'll probably buy one in the long run, but it's got to be hella cheap and it's got to be fucking blue. Not this orange-gray bullshit they got going on now. Like, I don't know why they decided mixing and matching colors was a good idea, but that shit drives me nuts. So, yeah, it's an OCD. I'm not even OCD and it bothers me, so.
Listen, I got a 3DS around here somewhere. I'm good.
Yeah, I gotta get back. I was playing Mega Man Zero years ago, and I was playing Phoenix Wright, so I want to get back to both of those. I do like my DS. It's fucking crimson. It looks tight.
Yeah.
Got like a gloss to it. I fucking
see. That's the place. Handhelds were the place that fucking Nintendo could beat the competition. But Mega Man Zero is great. But I have to play it with the emulator. I have the same thing, the collection like you do. But I still way prefer to play it on the emulator on my PC, so I could, like, it's big, I have a fucking actual controller, it feels like Mega Man X. It's awesome.
Yeah, I should get on that. I should probably look further into that.
Mega Man X are good games. Let's not talk about Mega Man, though. This isn't a Capcom episode.
We should probably get to the questions before I talk any more shit about the Switch. We should probably get on to the...
Okay, guys, come back.
About SNK Fighters.
Come back, everybody. We're sorry. We're going to talk about Mortal Kombat now. We all like Mortal Kombat, okay? Right? We're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
From here on, we shouldn't have too much... I'm going to be shitting all over people's characters. They're going to get pissed. But at least we all like the games, I think. Usually, we hope.
Yeah, even as much as all the negative stuff I say about MKX, I still really like Jax the Reptile in that game. And Cryomancer I like quite a bit as well. I think Cryomancer was a lot of fun. It was a great fit for gameplay, even with all the struggles. I think that character was really cool and well designed. Well designed is kind of putting it strongly, but I found a lot of greatness in that character. I found a lot of value in using Cryomancer, and Reptile and Jax are just the shit in MKX. I love those characters in that game.
Don't you wish that, like, MK11? I don't know. It's like fucking Injustice Sub-Zero is the best MKX version of Sub-Zero.
I agree with that, yeah.
Injustice Sub-Zero was awesome. Is awesome. He's not dead. He's still there. The Ice Geist. You guys have never seen the Ice Geist. I don't upload videos, but he's out there. He's great. The Ice Geist is sick. What were we talking about? Oh, I said this just the other day somewhere. Shit posting like I do is probably the Discord. I don't know, but probably. I fired up MKX the other day, and it's like, this game has a lot... let's word this a little better. I can't word it better. This game has a lot of black in its color palette. But there was actually, like, black colors in the game.
Yeah,
Whereas,
there's a
like,
lot of muted colors in that game for
well,
sure.
it's not just muted. Like, I thought back to like PlayStation 2 Mortal Kombat and MK9. It's like these games are so bright, and you could see everything everywhere. There wasn't a lot of shadows, a lot of whatevers, which kind of gave them more of like a typical like high fantasy type feel, which I'm not as into. But that's something that I really like about MKX. You fired up and it's fucking, there's just like big black shadows everywhere, and there's just a lot of black in the color palette. I hope that sticks. I hope that comes back. That's
To an
one of the
extent,
main
I
things I
had
want to
trouble
come
seeing the
back.
characters. I just couldn't see the character models too well, so I like them both, but I prefer the bright ass fantasy colors to be honest with you. But as long as the models look good, I'm okay with either. I'm not really partial, but I do need some color though.
No, yeah, and I'm not being anti-color here. Like, color is awesome. I'm not saying mute anything. Don't do that Injustice 1 shit. God, that game is ugly. You go back and look at that game. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, it's not, yeah, crank the colors up all you want. Just have those shadows in there. But don't do it like you're saying at the expense of gameplay. That's no bueno. Just fucking. I don't know my point. That it's black. I like all the shadows in that game and the black shit because it reminds me of like MK3 and MK2. Like fucking, there just was a lot of the color black in those games. Probably because that means that they didn't have to like draw shit and put shit on the screen, which is always good. Makes things easier back then. But it's it had like it gives it this like graphic novel type style to it or something that I like. Not just straight up fucking Masters of the Universe or whatever. It's okay.
Is this MK3 you're talking about?
No, I'm still talking about MKX. But
MKX,
I'm not talking
okay,
about
yeah,
like
gotcha.
MKX does remind me of MK3 in that respect. MK3
Okay,
like
yeah.
shadows and whatever, and there just wasn't super. What? Listen, man, it's gonna fucking probably look fine. Injustice 2 is a really good looking game.
Oh yeah, I love Injustice. I think it's the best looking NetherRealm game like by far.
By far, like it's crazy the difference between MKX and Injustice 2. Injustice 2 is like, it's got really good color, but it's not like too much color. Like it still kind of feels real-ish, and the models look good. The fucking animation looks sick. There's fucking some lighting where the models are like a little too good. It's surprising. Something happened over there. They threw some money at somebody and made some really nice hires in Netherrealm. Hey guys, let's get to your questions. I don't care about this shit. I'm just fucking wax about the old games for like a fucking hour. No, we got
I'm
new
excited.
shit.
I do not know about these questions. I have not read a single question yet, so I'm going to be hearing or reading all these for the first time.
And I wrote them all. I typed them all into a document, and I forgot them all. So I'm going to hear them for the first time too. Starting this. Okay, this is actual question time. It's going to begin. This one, starting us off well. Friend of the show, Evan, asks, do you think we'll get a wholly new meta in MK11, like MK9 footsie to MKX coin flips? Or do you think NRS has designated MK as the crazy offense series and Injustice as the footsie zoning series? Also, nerf Robin, buff Superman. Well, remember that time I said that Evan was friend of the show, Evan?
Times are changing.
I'm gonna have to normalize that, I think.
Well, my answers are yes, yes, and no. So that's how I respond to all that. Yes, I do think the meta is going to be overhauled. But at the same time, yes, I think MKX is still going to remain a very offensive game. I don't see that changing. At the same time, though, I do think it's going to be a new type of offensive game. I think they are going to reinvent. It's going to be a different offensive wheel. They're reinventing the wheel, and so it's going to reform into this whole new type of offensive game. I don't think we're going to see MKX again. I think the reason why I say this is because Injustice 2 felt largely in response to Injustice 1. Even with a legacy gameplay, the game feels much better and very different than Injustice 1 to me. So I'm assuming they heard us when we said we didn't like the 50-50s, we didn't like the shallow pressure game, we want more footsies. So I really do think, I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I certainly think that's the effort they're going to make, and no, don't buff Superman.
I don't fucking buff Superman. GG, Evan. You got me.
What do you think, Django? Do you think MK11 is going to play like MKX?
No, I don't. I don't think that they're gonna adopt the same style that they have for Injustice. It's like, Batman feels like Batman in both games. Like, that kind of genealogy or through line or whatever. I really like that idea with Injustice, but I'm not expecting them to carry that over, to adopt that with Mortal Kombat. Nor am I expecting them to bring back MKX stuff. I feel like MK9 was like a modernized Mortal Kombat 2. MKX was a modernized Mortal Kombat 3. Hopefully they don't go for like anything outside of a 2D plane for MK11. I don't think they will.
I don't think so.
I think that they've learned a lesson. It's like, you know what? It's okay to be 2D. Like, this is where we shine. Don't, just like, this is what's fun about MKX. Like, jumping is fun, and doing that sort of thing is fun. Not MKX, Mortal Kombat in general. But no, I don't think it's going to be as 50-50 heavy. I don't think there's going to be that thing, like, basically, like, Paolo might as well have started saying it. Like, it's more than a 50-50, but it's really not. Like, the MKX is... I kind of wish it was more than a 50-50 by the end of it, but that's what it was, and that's what its legacy is going to be, for better or for worse. But it's definitely still going to be the pressure and aggressive of their two games. More so. It's not going to be a shooter, like Injustice, shooter of the year.
That could be sick. Fucking...
No. I don't want to do that. Fucking... No, but I had to think about it again, huh?
Yeah, I actually agree with you now, because Sonya's going to be the main character if it's a shooter, so fuck that. I'm not into it.
Oh, Special Forces 2? Ooh, that would be... Boy.
It'd be good for a laugh, but I don't know if I could...
laugh. Okay, yeah, you're right. As long as, like, boy... But not like a fucking Fighting EX layer type laugh that ends up being an actual game. Let it actually be a joke. Yeah, I think we answered that question, though. Did we?
Well, to spin off the zoning thing, I do want to elaborate that I don't think Mortal Kombat's ever going to have strong zoning the way Injustice does, because just to make a zoner viable in a game with a run button and with all the fucking, like, all the cancels that are in MK and all the gaps, and I think you'd have to make the zoner extremely strong, and I don't know, I just think it fucks with the meta too badly if you put a strong zoner in MK. If you want a good zoner... There are other games for that. I don't need a good zoner in Mortal Kombat. And the thing is, if you do make a good zoner, that zoner still has a run button. So that good zoner is going to have strong offensive options. That's exactly what we saw with Quan Chi and MKX. So I'm kind of over the whole we need zoning in Mortal Kombat. I feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like anyone wins. Not even the zoners, not even like the M2 Dave types. I feel like everyone loses when they try to balance a zoner into MK. I'm not against zoning. I feel like there's better games for that, though. I personally do not need a zoner in Mortal Kombat. I'd rather have like more defensive turtle characters who kind of have like a... I don't know, I thought Tremor was like a good example of that. Although Tremor also had mad setups, like fucking Tremor like corner setups were fucking ridiculous. So yeah, like I said, I don't think Mortal Kombat's ever going to balance its way into zoning. I think it's always going to be the offensive archetype. But that's a hella good question, though, Evan. That's a great way to start this series.
It is, and I mean that's really. Especially for us on the Warrior Shrine, like that's the biggest question, like the biggest umbrella one, and the one that's gonna have like the most thing. And like, another big question there is like the run button in general. You say run button, do you think they're gonna bring the run thing back, the run mechanic?
I feel like they have to, because the whole reason dash canceling was gone was because it looked bad. They said the game looked janky. It's because all the dash juggles and shit like that. The creators really didn't like that, and they're like, okay, well, if we're going to make the game esports, it has to look good. And I'll admit, like, MKX, if you don't know about all the shitty 50-50s, the game doesn't look competitive. Like, if you didn't play the game, you just saw the esports matches, yeah, the game looks fine. But that came at a very big cost, and that came down to just making offense way more shallow. So, yeah, I don't think we'll ever see dash canceling back. Just because I think aesthetically neither Ed Boon nor Warner Brothers likes the way it looks. I think the run button's here to stay. I don't think they're ever going to get rid of that. Which is fine. Like, I would like better footsies in Mortal Kombat, but as long as like the offensive game is more sophisticated, I don't mind giving up mid-range footsies. I've done it once, I'll do it again.
I actually don't think that we'll see the run mechanic back the same way that it was.
Interesting. Huh.
In MKX. Well, I mean... I wish it was interesting, because I don't have, like... that's the thing. I don't think it'll be back, but I don't really know what to, like, suggest or something. I mean, I think there will be something to fill that void. Like some kind of compromise or whatever between the two. But I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
it'll be
know.
different for sure. I think you're absolutely right that the run button is not going to function any way that it did in MKX. Or the
Which
run
is,
input, I should say.
but yeah, which isn't a bad thing. But I don't know. I don't know how like they're. Yeah, I don't think that the mobility mechanic like that is going to be a run, but I don't know what it. I don't know what it'll be. It's interesting though. And you look at what they did with Injustice. They introduced all that fucking shit. What was it? They introduced the combo flip out in the air and the roll, which aren't bad. They're. I still wish the roll was a little better, but there will probably be some kind of like thing like that for the run. It won't be the run the way that it was. It'll be whatever. I don't know. I'm interested to see it though, because that's huge. Whatever happens with the mobility, obviously, is gonna almost define the game. That could be like one of the single biggest decisions they have to make over there. Hopefully, they got some good ideas, man.
I think they do. I have a lot of faith that MK11 from a gameplay perspective is going to be way better than MKX. And that's not wishful thinking. I think their development pattern indicates something like that. I feel like if you incorporate the feedback from MKX into the next installment like they did with Injustice 1 to Injustice 2, I do think MK11 will be very strong from a gameplay perspective. Let's hope it's balanced.
Balanced, boy. I think it'll be all right. They haven't had a terrible track record between MKX and Injustice 2. I think
It's really just Aquaman and Deadshot. I mean, Black Adam was strong, but I know people hated Batman, but I feel like Deadshot and Aquaman were the only characters who were like, what were they thinking? That, and no one wants to admit it, but Bane too. Bane is ridiculous, but no one can see it but me. So I just gave up preaching
Bane's
that gospel.
crazy. It's like this dude. Like, what are you doing? How is he doing this shit?
That character's fucking stupid.
I don't even know how a lot of that shit like works, but it just makes me sit there like I'll be playing, he's doing shit. I'm like, huh, really? Okay. How did? I wish someone could like, explain it and justify it to me, like what's going on there. But you know what? Okay, that's fine. It's cool. It's Bane. He flexes and does a fucking people's elbow or whatever, and everybody's cool with it. Evan, thanks for the question. Fuck Superman.
Good shit, dude. We appreciate it.
Listen, he'll be back. I have spoilers. I've seen the bottom of the list. This person's name is Colbs or Cobbs. You know who you are. COLBS. And, we always see you in the Discord. The Discord's... Yeah, I know who you are. Do you want to see them use breakers in MK11, wager system in Injustice, or make a new system for combo interruption?
Oh my god.
It's a good question.
That is a fantastic question.
Yep, it's a good question.
Do you want to go first or want me to go first?
Nope, I want you to go first. I'm going to say something stupid.
To be clear, though, is he asking, do I think they'll change it, or do I want them to change it? Is that
do you want to see... Do you want to see something like the... Wait. Do you want to use breakers in MK11, or do you want the wager system, or do you want a new combo interruption thing? What kind of combo breakage type thing do you want?
I hate breakers in general. All of them, like, without exception. The only time I've ever liked breakers was in Mortal Kombat Deception, and that's because the game was so horribly broken. But I generally don't like breakers. I feel like it hurts the meta, always, without exception. Like, if I have a setup, and the setup works, and I land a hit, and I confirm that into a combo, and you break that combo, I can't reasonably use that setup again. That setup is now in your mind. If I do it again, you're going to see it coming, so that it kind of turns into like a meta mix-up, if that makes any sense. It's like, is he going to do the same setup, or is he not going to do the same setup? So I don't like how that affects the meta. That's one thing I don't like about it. Second of all, historically, it often, not always, but it often puts the player who successfully landed a setup and confirmed it to a combo into a worse position. The game is punishing the other person for being successful. The only thing that you did right is you had more meter than me. But in MKX, Quan Chi, he can fucking mix you up all day. If you want to make a comeback on Quan Chi, you have to finally land a hit. But the thing is, if he breaks your combo, now you have no stamina, and he can zone you for the rest of the match. So I just feel like it punishes success. I don't like combo breakers. If you want a system, my proposal to a system is just maybe I don't know, doing something to reduce the damage output, maybe create more opportunities so you're not dead in two combos. Like maybe something like that I could get behind, but I just don't want to see breakers back. The best way to handle it is maybe like a Baroque cancel, where you have a choice. We give you one breaker. You can use it to cancel one of your specials, or you can use it to break out of a combo. Once it's gone forever. So you don't use that shit unless you absolutely have to.
So one for the whole like match?
Yes, and I want to make it where it's incentivized where you don't use it for a combo. You're better off using it for a breaker. I believe the original Blaze Blue has a very similar system to this, where it's like your burst. You can use it for a burst, but you can also use it for something else. You can use it as an offensive option. So that is my proposed system. That is what I would want for Mortal Kombat 11. I mean, if people want breakers, I'm a minority. I absolutely understand why they're in the game. I do not like breakers. I don't like what they do to the meta. But I understand that without breakers, like MK9 was broken enough, God knows what would have happened to MK9 if there weren't breakers in that game. With all the problems and all the high damage resets.
What, you would just be the Cyrax show all day.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That wouldn't even be a video game. No,
what do you think?
Boy, this is an interesting question. Here's the thing. Yeah, it's really hard to find anywhere in any fighting game where combo breakers are used elegantly. They're used elegantly, and they feel like a extension of the overall combat system that makes it feel more sophisticated. You don't really get that. Like, the closest thing might be like Killer Instinct, because there's all that shit that's part of the game. If you don't like that, you don't like the game. But in everything else, especially the Mortal Kombat, like, Mortal Kombat has always suffered here. This has been from Mortal Kombat 1, the shittiest fucking, like, Band-Aid on the game. What would you do? You do the jump thing, the jump kick in the corner, start punching them a few times, and then you make the character like stagger backwards. It's the stupidest fucking thing. It's like, if the game was designed better, like, you wouldn't have to put giant fucking Band-Aids on the game like that, where you're like, it's also like the same thing with Mortal Kombat 4 with a maximum damage and people just fucking fall down like retards. Like, it's fun. It's zany and it's funny, but it's not, like, this is a Band-Aid for bad game design. Like, fighting game design.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
I hope Mortal Kombat can find some way of overcoming this. And I mean, yeah, their last two games, they've used the Band-Aid much better than I ever have, probably, but it's still, you still feel that Band-Aid. You still feel like it's a get-out-of-jail-free card from all the other stuff. And, them leaning so heavily on the, the physics where your gravity gets bigger with every hit that you're juggling, all that shit. Like, those are more extensions of the get-out-of-jail thing, the Band-Aid stuff, but that one's okay. It's not as bad as the other one here, the Breakers. I hope they can come out, they can figure out something that's a little more elegant and feels natural, but, like, I mean, I can't really, I don't know if I can think of one, so, like, I can't get too mad at them for not, coming with an idea. It's not easy, man. It's tough. Designing good competitive games is hard. It's hard as hell. I think, like, see, and look, I'm gonna show you how hard it is. I'm gonna have a bad idea. I think it might be better to make it where the only way to get out of a combo, that you can get out of a combo, to escape a combo, is to do something similar to the Injustice air tech. That way, the attacker has to be like, okay, I can keep them on the ground for the combo, and that will, ensure that I get to keep it going, but there's also advantages for taking them into the air, so it's kind of, it expands the meta, and it has options and different risk-reward type things, depending on how you want to approach combos with your character, and in situations. I think that would feel a little less, like fucking Ed Boon jumping on screen, no, fucking combo over. Like, that's pretty much what happens right now. You're like, listen, that's it. No more damage for you. That's enough. The idea that I threw out there, it's not awesome. It's hard, man. But I get not wanting to. I get the need to want to break combos, because you want that back and forth. You want to encourage that in a way that feels, well, you just have to have that to feel competitive. To feel like, okay, if you get the life lead taken away from you by any degree, don't rage quit. Like you have to be able to feel like you can come back. And if a dude is just better than you and starts a combo, then, you know, you're gonna get fucked. I get it, but like I said, the execution has always been poor. Always been poor since MK1. Hopefully they can do something, figure something out, but it's tough. Boy.
Yeah, I mean, I like the KI example a lot, because with KI, there are combo breakers, yes, but A, you have to have knowledge of the mechanics. And B, they actually require reactions. It takes a skill to break combos.
Yeah, it is that's another thing. Like, it... having things that aren't, like, automatic and shit like that are always preferred. Just to, like, keep this thing, like, the only variables are the players. That's what you want all the time. And Killer Instinct, yeah, it does that well. But, you know, if you don't like that, then you don't like Killer Instinct. That's like, that is Killer Instinct, like I said. But, you know, that's still good, though, because that makes Killer Instinct very unique. It's got its thing. Mortal Kombat has to have things that aren't fatalities.
I'll actually add a C in there, too. Part C is that if you screw up your breaker, there are dire consequences. You just took a one-way ticket to Fucktown if you screw up that breaker. The minute someone
you broke the wrong thing or accidentally did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, that's bad.
I would say, like... I mean, maybe give me an option to do unbreakable combos, like make that a mechanic in the game, and I feel like you can make everyone happy, and I'll just do my unbreakable combos at a penalty. Because at least that way, I'm not losing my setup anymore. I mean, I'm willing to compromise on this, because I know I'm a very small minority, even among the competitive players. Although, my favorite games at the moment are games that don't really have traditional breakers. So, I don't know, like... God, I just hate the way MKX did it so much. And I hate the wager system. I hate the fact that if I have more life than you, but you have more meter than me, I can't do a combo on you anymore. Because if I want to land a killing combo, you can in theory get all your life back. That pisses me off so much.
Boy, a wager system, man. It's like, again, it's a hyper inelegant gameplay mechanic, but it's like, just throw enough, like, presentation on it and they won't notice what it is. Fucking have Superman threatening fucking Harley Quinn and it's not weird. This is like, they won't get that it's a band-aid, a big fat kind of gross band-aid. But I mean, yeah, kudos to Mortal Kombat to NRS for like trying to hide that shit as well as they can, to cover up, to make it as okay and entertaining as possible. Yeah, but the wager system I'm not in love with either.
Yeah, so good question. Two very good questions. Two in a row. That's awesome. Love it.
These two questions. Again, now I'm expanding it to two. These are going to define that game. Whatever Paolo decides to do, Lord Paolo. By the way, Lord Paolo, so far, this shit's all on you. Hope you're taking notes out there, Paolo.
No pressure. Oh my god.
This is all. Don't you fuck it up, Paolo. Don't you fuck it up. Listen, I'm sure there's costume questions down here somewhere. I can get off Paolo's balls for a minute. Okay, that was from, again, Cole BS. I'm going to call him that. Thanks.
Appreciate it, dude.
Yep, dude. Thank you. I'm having trouble with pronouns, man. I'm scared. Okay, this one's from Lando Mac. Would you guys like them to have legacy moves, or I guess call them legacy variations for returning characters from MKX in MK11? Now, I mean, that kind of assumes they're bringing back variations, which I would love. I would love to see them bring back variations. But if they do bring back legacy variations, I don't know, that sounds kind of Injustice-y. It sounds kind of close to Injustice-y to me.
Can you repeat the question for me one more time?
Yes. Would you guys like them to have legacy moves, or I guess I'll call them legacy variations for returning characters from MKX to MK11?
I'll let you go first on this one.
I mean, this is interesting. It's like I said, it kind of assumes there's going to be variations, and I hope there is. I really hope there is. I hope that's a thing that NRS kind of does adopt into the DNA of Mortal Kombat. I think that's important. Improve upon it. Don't keep it like it was. Keep evolving it and making it better, but I think it's a really good thing there. But legacy moves and legacy variations. would I like them to have it? I don't think so. Like, I don't think that... I get the appeal, though. Like, it would be cool to, like, you know, either have or unlock, like, fucking Grandmaster Sub-Zero again, you know? That wouldn't be bad if, like, that was, like, a loadout option you could have, you know, classic Grandmaster Sub-Zero, whatever. But I'm more interested to see their new ideas. Just because, like, I loved Grandmaster Sub-Zero. Loved fucking Shiraryu Takeda. But I want to see them both improved upon. I don't think that they're perfect. I want better. I want more. So, yeah, anything involving variations, I want to be like the next evolution of that. What do you think, Temp?
It's another one where I have to split it up, split the question in two. Do I want legacy gameplay back? No. I want them to either kind of hybrid the MK9 elements from the MKX elements. My chair is making so much noise. Or B, I would just completely start over and make new normals and chain combos for everyone. Which hurts me to say that, because I think one reason why Injustice 2 was so well designed and so well balanced was because they didn't have to, you know, redo all the gameplay. Most of it was legacy, with some, you know, tweaks and a few overhauls here and there. So I don't like saying reinvented from the bottom up. But you have to understand, though, MKX's gameplay was built heavily around the 50/50s. So if you're taking I hope like 80% of the 50/50s disappear. If you're doing that, then, like, what do you do with Sub-Zero's back 2? The whole point of Sub-Zero's back 2 is that it's a 50/50. It's this overhead 50/50. So my question is, like, if that's gone, what do you replace it with? I personally feel like you kind of have to rebuild the game from scratch if you're going to get rid of the gameplay philosophy from MKX, which I hope they do. Or at least, like, introduce, like, a lot of hybrid elements from MK9. So, no, I don't want to see legacy gameplay. Just start over or use MK9 as a template with some MKX elements, or vice versa. But I definitely don't want to see Sub-Zero play like the way he did in MKX. I don't want to see Shinnok. He's not coming back. But if he did, I don't want to see him play like he did in MKX. As for variations, it's completely case by case. Like, keep the ones that were cool or keep the ones that worked. Like, keep Cryomancer. Like, add more icy shit, but Cryomancer's cool. We can keep that. Keep Necromancer. It wasn't a very strong variation, but it was cool. If Devora comes back, I hope she doesn't, but if she does, keep Swarm Queen. I thought that was the coolest one of the three. But throw away the ones that didn't work, like, you know, like Lord of Storms or Master of Storms with Raiden. I don't think that one was terribly interesting. High tier or low tier. I wasn't really into the idea. So maybe throw that one out. Even though it was very powerful, I thought Bone Shaker was kind of unnecessary. I thought the whole idea of a mid-range Shinnok, if they do bring it back, I think they need to do it better. But I thought Imposter and Necromancer were the way to go. Bone Shaker was my least favorite. So it's completely case by case. Inferno, get rid of Inferno Scorpion. That was dumb. Scorpion doesn't need a little gremlin buddy. Just get rid of it. Ninjutsu is fine. Hellfire is fine. So yeah, I guess the short answer is it's case by case. Keep the ones that were good, throw away the ones that didn't work, and even keep some of the ones that weren't good. Like, even though Unbreakable was not a strong variation, at least in theory, I don't think anyone ever tournament tested that variation, but I still love the idea. I think there's a great idea there. So yeah, that's where I stand on variations. Like, I can't give a comprehensive answer on whether, you know, they should reinvent the variations or if they should just keep them all as is. It really is case by case.
I think.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. What Takeda? Like, do you want all of Takeda's variations back?
No, and that's a really good example. Like, I don't think there needs to be 3. I think they could do 2. And most characters, I feel like I'm just trying to think of, and Takeda included, and Sub-Zero, like, there's 2 that I think are clearly the best, and then there's the other one that's a little, like, whatever. That's this little under thought out, underdeveloped. 3. I just don't think there needs to be 3. I'm not saying they shouldn't do 3, but I think you can do a lot more with 2 that are, like, you put all your focus on those. And have them, you know, consequentially more unique from each other even. I'm just going through all the characters in my head. I'm thinking of, like, yeah, there's 2 that are really cool. In Takeda, yeah, it's the same fucking thing. It's what are they called? Shiraryu, the one that I always used, and Ronin probably.
Ronin was really cool.
Yeah, Ronin was really cool. And it was really different.
Mm-hmm.
It was very different from Shirai Ryu, which is good. That's what you want. These are variations. They should be very different. Yeah, I really want variations to come back, but I would prefer them to do 2 and do 2 really well. What do you think? Do you think 2's enough?
If they're going for, like, you're going to have one offensive variation and one defense variation, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say, because the whole point of variations, at least in theory, I don't know if they ever said this for sure, but I said in the Netherkast that I don't think variations were ever meant to be different styles. I think they were like, we have all these tools. We want to put all these tools into the character, but we don't want to break the character. So all we're really doing is separating their tools by category. They're not really meant to be styles. They're just different perspectives on the character. You pick the one you find the most. You have 3 chances to like this character. That's what I think variations were supposed to be. So I don't know if I like or dislike that philosophy, but I wouldn't mind having a trash variation. Like, here are the 2 real variations, and if you just want to have fun, this is their trash variation with the ice shield. Okay, that I wouldn't, as long as they're transparent about it. Like, this is the variation that has tools that we couldn't fit in the other archetypes. Have fun, but just so you know, this is defensive, this is offensive, and this is weirdo. Like that, I think I would be okay with that. But I don't think it was ever reasonable to expect every character to have 3 viable variations. I think that was unfair from the start. So if they have 2, I just hope all my favorite tools come back. That's all I can say. I don't really know which is better or worse. It's hard. You can't predict Paulo. You just can't predict what that guy's going to do. So, but I trust him on this. I think whatever he does is going to work out well.
I hope so. That kind of, thinking more about it, that kind of reminds me of like Injustice 2 versions of Sub-Zero and Raiden. Like, but they switched all 3 together. But it's like there's a version of these MKX characters that, with a little more refinement and whatever consideration, and not have to like, okay, dude, we got to hit 3 variations. We have to do 3 variations. What are you gonna come up with? Come on, like I don't know. But yeah, I feel like if you could do 2, you could do 2 really interesting. I think you could do 2 very interesting versions of every character. And don't keep. I'm okay with like that 3rd variation, like you said. Like that, you can do a lot of shit with that. You could do something like the Injustice. You have unlockable moves, and you can go online and play in that 3rd variation. It's not a tournament variation. It's just fucking stupid like superhero battles whatever like variation. It's retarded. You could do that. There's ideas, but I would much rather have 2 really good variations than 2 pretty good, one that's like no one uses, unfortunately, because like it's just underdeveloped. And Cryomancer is a good one. I like the idea of like Sub-Zero knows he's going to be taking hits, and that's kind of what he's all built around. You get your shield up because you want to get you get your ice armor.
You mean Unbreakable or a Cryomancer?
I meant Unbreakable.
Oh, gotcha.
This dude, like he knows he's going to be hit, so you want to put your ice on, and then you're going to try to do parries or counters or whatever. Like, you're going to fuck up your counters. So here's, you got the armor for that. But, it needed a little something else. A little extra love. And I think that 2 is probably a safer bet to get 2 really good ones than 3. I like that third idea. I like the 3rd idea, though, of being different. Do something creative or interesting with that 3rd one. It's a fucking good question so far.
It's tough, because the game's going to be more balanced with 2. You're right about that. I don't want to lose my ice shield. I like my ice shield. I'd hate to see that gone, but I want a balanced game too, so it's tough. I don't know.
With the ice shield, are you talking about the Unbreakable thing?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed playing Unbreakable quite a bit. I realize its deficiencies, but I do enjoy that variation quite a bit.
No, it was cool, but I'm trying to remember if... Did Cyber Sub-Zero have a similar counter like that in MK9?
He did. I believe he had the ice parry. So his whole body freezes, and if you EX it, you get a full combo. If you don't EX it, I believe it goes into an attack animation, like a pre-rendered one.
Yeah, it was fun to see. That variation is cool. It looked cool. No pun intended. Promise. Yeah, just a little under. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I want cool variations. But that would be kind of cool, though, I think. To have that 3rd one that's like a custom variation you could do.
Yeah, that's kind of like the Leftovers variation. That's kind of like the Bizarro Frankenstein move.
Yeah, like
that'd be cool.
But it's not tournament legal. Don't try to bring him fucking to CEO and shit. Like, oh, this is my Sub-Zero. No, you're probably not gonna be able to do that. But
oh yeah, don't make me unlock the fucking ice shield in a loot box. Don't do that shit either.
They're fucking bitches. Okay, listen, let's not talk about that. Of mine? Oh, the variations was Lando Mac. Lando Mac. Lando. Okay, we're good. We can continue. Say thanks to Lando Mac.
Thanks, Lando Mac. Good question. Hella good question. Actually, oh god, all these are good questions. I love it. Keep that shit coming.
I kind of feel dumb for not... It's like, this is the first time I've ever thought about this. You think, no, listen. Shut up, I'm invested. The Gab Standard. This is a good name. What new gameplay mechanic would you like to see in MK11? This is a general question.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Well... Gameplay mechanic. That's like... Because I don't want to break the game, but that's the thing. There's like, it depends on who you ask. What kind of player you want to ask. Because I don't think you or I either are gonna like, what's something that would be super fun? Like, I don't want super fun. That sounds scary to me. I gotta play this.
Yeah,
game.
super fun usually means super dangerous.
So I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
I do. You know how I was talking earlier about how the Roman cancel would work with the burst and shit. Like,
yes.
Well, I would put some form of Roman canceling in the game. So it's the exact opposite of a block breaker. The block breaker, if you're being pressured, do the block breaker. You get that fucker off of you. This is the opposite. You spend a bar meter and you stay on the guy. Like you get the pressure even harder. You can cancel your normals at a cost. I don't like the idea of doing it with a bar meter. I would do it like let's say, for example, like you're doing back three, right, with Sub-Zero. Well, you do that little leg kick, and if the other opponent blocks that, your turn is over.
Right.
That's all there is to it. So let's say if you realize on confirm that the character's blocking your back three with Sub-Zero, you can Roman cancel that and keep your pressure going.
Okay.
Just for crazy mix-ups.
Okay.
And maybe you can go for another back three. But again, I think that was the problem with the block breaker in MKX is they tied it to meter, which I don't think was the way to go. I think that should be a different resource if you're going to do that. But I want some form of pressure. Okay, real quick though, like here's my problem with this mechanic, even though I literally just asked for it. Like my problem is, like, I feel like pressure should be like innate to the mechanics. I feel like pressure should just be by using your normals and your staggers. I don't like the idea of having to create a brand new mechanic just so I can have normal stagger pressure.
No, you're absolutely right.
That should be in the game anyway.
That is inelegant.
I feel like if it's an offensive game, let me reverse the question. Instead of saying what kind of mechanic do I want, let me say what kind of mechanic would I improve upon. So we'll kind of tailor the question a bit. I would say make run infinite without resource or consequence. You just run infinitely. Also, no more stamina meter. You can backdash as much as you want.
No stamina?
That's my new mechanic. I would just get rid of it.
Oh my god, but Dark Souls.
The only good thing about the stamina meter is that it affected your combos. So if you use the run button to get in, you had to give up some combo damage. So that was kind of cool. Other than that, I thought it was a giant waste of space. I was like, what? Let me backdash. You wonder why this game's so offensive is because you can't fucking backdash. You have to use fucking, like, Gatorade to fucking backdash in these games. I think it's so fucking stupid. Just let me backdash. Oh my god, just let me play footsies. No other game penalizes your backdash.
And boy, in Injustice 2, the backdash is fucking godlike. It's kind of funny, the difference there.
Yeah, it's delicious. I love the Injustice 2 backdash.
You can fucking get around anything with that fucking backdash. It doesn't even matter. It's like, how does that work? Watching Batman do, like, wake-up backdash is like, I hate you, stop it, but it's... Jesus.
Yeah, there's some Street Fighter 4 Rose stuff going on in Injustice, and I love it. Like, okay, maybe not have all the fucking invincibility frames. Make it like an actual spacing tool. Like, I don't feel like backdashes need to be a wake-up tool in MKX. They do in other games. Like, I like the idea of a backdash in Street Fighter 4 as a wake-up.
Yeah.
But even in Street Fighter 5, they nerfed the backdash. So you can't reasonably wake up on backdash in a lot of situations in Street Fighter 5. So that's my suggestion, is maybe not a new mechanic. If I did add a new mechanic, I'd add some form of Roman canceling, but just get rid of make run without resource, make run infinite. Because I mean, it's not like I didn't run when I was low on run meter. I mean, you play the neutral game. The fact is, you run when you have to run. You run when there's an opportunity or when there's a read. It doesn't really matter what's in that fucking stamina bar. I need to open you up. Like, if I don't get a combo, whatever. It doesn't change the fact that I still have to open you up. And if the other opponent has more resources than me, then that's... I mean, you don't have the opportunity... You don't have the luxury of always playing defensive in MKX. So I would just say let people run as much as they fucking want. Just make it a truly offensive game, That's my... No, maybe make running less safe. Like, you can stuff it easier. I don't know if that's, a compromise. But those are my two answers to that question.
Man, this is a tough question. Because, like I said, my knee-jerk reaction is just I'm scared of new mechanics. I'm scared. But I'm also... I don't want to add something just to add. Like, a mechanic that I would add would depend on the mechanics that are there. There is not a mechanic I'd want to add to MKX. We could take away mechanics from MKX, that would be okay, but I don't want to add anything to that because that's how the Jenga tower is built. Fucking just keep adding shit, and it's not a firm foundation to begin with. But like, it's like you gotta think. I come up with an idea of like, okay, if MK11 is basically like this, then a mechanic to add on to that, it's hard. And like I don't want a fucking roll like Injustice. I don't know if there's any mechanic I really want that's mobility. I don't want more mobility in Mortal Kombat. I think that's part of the thing I like about Mortal Kombat. I like that Mortal Kombat has always had this thing to me about character weight. And it was there way less in MKX. But I kind of like that character weight. It goes back to like Mortal Kombat 2. I like Mortal Kombat 2 a lot. I like Mortal Kombat 2 way more than I like Mortal Kombat 3. And Mortal Kombat 9 also had this feeling of weight. And there wasn't people fucking whizzing around the stage. And mobility was limited, but that's kind of what made it feel the way it did. More strategic. Like, spacing was way more important. There's no get out of jail free cards. And this is also fucking... It's same thing in Dark Souls. Like, this is why Dark Souls feels the way it does a lot of the time. It's not about the options you have, it's about the options you don't. And there's something there, man. It reminds me of fucking Castlevania back on the NES. People's like, oh, this feels like shit. Well, yeah, but it's supposed to.
That's the point, yeah.
Yeah. Your lack of options is what makes this feel... what gets you invested. Fucking, it's Resident Evil. The first, like, fucking survival horror is all about that shit. You fucking, are you going to take another step? Like, you have to stop and consider it. Like, I don't have the resources to do that. I don't know. Maybe I should just wait. Zombies. I don't... this is hard. I'm saying a lot of words, and I'm not saying anything. I'm not answering any questions.
Well, it's a hard question to answer, because even I kind of fucking half-answered it with fucking getting rid of the stamina meter. So I don't know, like... I guess... I mean, a good example of a new mechanic that I like a lot is the meter roll. The meter burn roll is really tight in Injustice 2. I think that's a great new mechanic.
Yeah, that works. But I mean, that works for Injustice, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's the same reason why that backdash works in Injustice, is because footsies don't exist. You can fucking full-screen footsies in that game. So, I don't want anything like that in Mortal Kombat. I don't want fucking you guys to be spacing each other out from full screen. I don't want to be able to, like, instantly be across the screen in Mortal Kombat. Without, like, a teleport like Scorpion or whatever. Like, that's different. I don't want that to be a universal thing that everyone just has an ability to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I like the characters having a much shorter, like, max distance from each other. Fucking Injustice, you guys can get so fucking far apart, it's ridiculous. I hope Mortal Kombat stays away from that. This is all shit that's not answering this question. It's hard. But
we can get back to it, too. Like, if you need to meditate,
sure,
we can always resume.
Mm-hmm. What do you got?
I would just say if they do take my idea of getting rid of the stamina meter, do please nerf invincibility frames on backdash. I feel like the invincibility frames are not necessary, really, like ever, honestly. But
I mean, yeah,
it should be a glitchy tool in my opinion. But yeah,
yeah, I would agree with that. Like, honestly, I really think like if this was Django Presents MK11, I would do something stupid that would piss people off. I would not have a run mechanic. I would also take out breakers, and I would probably just do that stupid thing that I said, where the only way you can escape from combos is if you're being air juggled, and you can like flip out, and it comes with all the risks that it does in other games with like a flip out thing. But if you're on the ground, you're in a combo. Get good. And that's really the only like mechanic I can think of that I might want to add. But you know, there's other stuff we could go into like or like choose your own X-rays and shit like that. Like that's a Street Fighter style, like pick your EX or whatever, your super. I mean that would constitute as a new mechanic, I guess. I don't know how interested I am in it, but it wouldn't be useless. It would be interesting.
How do you feel about super arts outside of the X-ray? Like just like 2 meter super arts. Like, just like Third Strike. I throw a really big fucking ice ball instead of doing an X-ray. It only costs 2 bars. Like, shit like that.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I kind of like that stuff that, again, doesn't add something, but it modifies what's already there.
Okay.
I'm helpful. This is what the takeaway is right here. I'm so scared of adding shit. But
that's good. Like I think that's not a bad thing. I feel like MKX, I mostly just want to bring back what works and take away what doesn't. I don't necessarily need to add new mechanics, but it's still a really good question though. Like it's one I'm not really done answering, so I will kind of take this question back to my shop and kind of work on it and see if I come up with something else next episode.
You're a good host, Temp. I'm gonna wash this question out of my head so I can sleep at night. That's what I'm gonna do right after we're done. Because otherwise, I'm gonna fucking go crazy thinking about this shit. Because it's tough, it's important. I'm like, ugh. And this is a really good opportunity to say this shit that I don't hear ever. Because you know how much people like to talk shit, especially in the Mortal Kombat community. It's cool though. Like I get it, but listen, 100% no sarcasm. Shout outs to Paulo. I know that's not an easy job.
Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. We talk a lot of negativity about Ed Boon and Paulo sometimes, but we do respect and love those guys. Like, we wouldn't do this if we didn't.
And I don't envy that position either. Like,
yeah, no, that shit's hard.
Like, listen to me fucking trying to come up with bullshit. Like, if I actually put out a game like this and I had Twitter and people were gonna fucking come at my ass and like, fucking, you know, fix the cylinder. Like, I don't want to deal with that, man. But so, God bless you guys.
I mean, here's a really good real life example of this is an MK tournament trilogy thing project that's going on. I was told that they changed a lot of the inputs, and even though I'm so grateful for what that guy is doing, I disagree with a lot of the changes, especially making Melina's teleport down, like a down input like that. I hate that. That is so fucked up for stick users. The modification project, the project to rebalance MK9.
I heard of this. What are you talking about? This sounds what?
Yeah, no. Let me see if I can find the thread for you.
Why are you making me feel so stupid? What the hell is this?
Well, this is relatively new, but oh my god, I linked so many pictures of possums in the Skype chat earlier. What the fuck was I thinking?
You know, possums.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Like,
don't show me possums. Possums are fucked up, and they're blind.
Dude, you want to see something fucked up?
Nope.
I'll post like possum pictures like hardcore in the chat.
Don't want to see
All
it.
right, this is not a possum picture, but this is a patch note from MK Trilogy.
I know how this goes. MK9 Trilogy Edition, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't love that.
I mean, the guy, like I said, I really admire, because this guy has slaved away to make this happen, but I mean, if you're a stick user, those down inputs just suck. They're hard on your wrist, and it's hard to do them in a cancel situation. It's super not fun, and I wish he had not done that.
Okay,
Changing Night Wolf's charge was not cool either, but...
Hold on, I mean, this is like a theory patch.
No, this is real. I mean, it's not official by NetherRealm, but there is a version of the game with all these changes that has been released or will be released very soon
Like on the interweb?
on the PC. Yep.
Did that game have a PC version that ever came out? It did.
No, it did. It actually sold really well, apparently.
Huh. Well, this is interesting. I'm going to read through this on my own and continue to be really confused. This is interesting. Listen, thanks for... Listen, you guys brought something into my life tonight. I thank you. That's going to... Boy. Remember that thing about me sleeping tonight? It is interesting, though.
Well, you know what's going to make you not sleep tonight?
Nope. Don't do it.
My hand is on the enter button.
I don't need it. It's fine, dude.
All
I
right.
got them in real life. I don't live that far away from Texas, man. Like, this is just fucking life.
I had the ultimate possum picture.
That ultimate possum, that does not sound at all appealing. Where are we? We have fucking questions. The Gab standard.
Great question again. That was good shit. All these are amazing, like, for real. No bullshit.
They are. No, these are solid. Up next is... Okay, this is another one from Colbs. You're just doing this to make me feel stupid now, man. It's fine. Oh, no, wait, sorry. We got one... This just in, like April O'Neil, legit. There's a new question. I just saw the fucking, the Discord blow up. Okay? People are still... Thank you guys again for asking those questions, because this is real. The Gab standard... Just answered your question. This is a different one, though. What are the chances of NRS following the Street Fighter V route and doing an MK, quote, game as a service, end quote, in the future? By future, I mean the next 3 to 5. Game as a service. Is he talking about, like, the platform, like Killer Instinct style?
I think so, yeah. Like, doing seasons, maybe, is what he's talking about.
I, do not see that happening anytime soon. Because Warner Brothers does not see any incentive to do it. Mortal Kombat sells better than any fighting game that's out there, by far. So Warner Brothers just kind of has that attitude about things, unfortunately. I would like to see it, personally.
I think it's just, even if they wanted to do it, I think it'd be impossible just because the team is so divided among Injustice and Mortal Kombat that they couldn't really, reserve the team. They couldn't reserve Paulo for like 4 years of seasons. I don't think it's possible. And I honestly don't know if I want to see that because it's hard to let a game breathe when you do that stuff. Like, honestly, I think the platform shit ruined KI. Like, KI, even though I love that game, I feel like there's too many characters, there's been too many changes. It's so matchup heavy now. And I feel like there's too many crazy tools in the game. Like, it's not balanced anymore, in my opinion.
No, yeah.
It's balanced around the breaker mechanic, but I feel like the whole roster's a clusterfuck now. I really wish they had stopped at season 2. I absolutely agree, and that's a good pick. I think the Killer Instinct model is good, and I don't think I think that Killer Instinct has kind of got to go through a lot of growing pains figuring that model out, and I agree. That game is crazy now, especially compared to what it was. But I don't know if I don't think that's the model's fault. Like that approach to doing the fighting game. I don't think it's that fault as much as it is like, fucking Keats wanting to do shit, and it's fine. Like Keats had some ideas and wanted to just go crazy with every character. That's not a bad thing, but in hindsight, it's like, well, it's not a good thing. But I think you can do that model in a way that it doesn't turn out like Killer Instinct. Like, and you don't have to keep fucking churning out seasons like it's a bad sitcom. Just never end that shit. And the idea that I really like about that model is that whenever Killer Instinct first came out, it was, and I mean the current Killer Instinct, it felt a lot like the old arcade shit again. It had the smaller roster, and very, like, focused gameplay on, a specific thing. And if you didn't like what was there, because there wasn't a lot there, if you didn't like it, then you didn't like the game. But if you did like it, then it was fucking, you loved it. If you did like it, it was also free if you wanted. You didn't have
Yes.
to technically pay for anything.
That was another thing. Like I loved all that shit. It like really felt arcadey to me, and I would love to see that adopted more. And hopefully, if people did, they learned from Killer Instinct's mistakes. There's plenty to learn from Killer Instinct's successes too. They've had successes. They've had some good ideas, but yeah, I liked the way Killer Instinct started. I don't like the way that it ended. I would like to see other people do that. I don't like going back to the question. I don't think Mortal Kombat is ever going to do that in like their numbered entries way like they have now. MK11, MK12, I don't think so. Injustice, same situation. If they ever were to do something like, an offshoot of Mortal Kombat, like a Mortal Kombat EX or just something, what are those games called? What were those other games called? Were they Alpha? Like if there was
Alpha,
some kind of like that approach to like a Mortal Kombat Alpha type situation, it would probably be developed by someone else. Like the grunt work of the development would be by another studio, in conjunction with NetherRealm too. But it's smaller, tighter, leaner, and it can be on like that same kind of model. Fewer characters, more refined, everything just focused. I would really like to see that. I would really like to see that with Mortal Kombat. I think there's something there. I think that there's something they could do that is closer to how the arcade games were, with the universal mechanics and all that shit. Update them. Don't do them exactly how they did those first 3 games, but go back to doing a game like that that's not worried about fucking 2-hour, 6-hour story modes and fucking the crypt and whatever.
That is true. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think there's something very interesting there, and it not being a numbered entry would make everyone feel better. Like Warner Brothers would feel better. It's like, okay, fine, they're not competing with this. Like they're way smaller of a project. It's just completely different, and that would also open up a lot of more freedom of experimentation. I would like to see that.
In that scenario, I'm not against it, but I wouldn't want Ed Boon to be trapped in that project for like 4 years. That I don't care for. I feel like the resources and time are better spent. And that's another question. Like if they did make the micro project where they're just kind of making a classic Mortal Kombat gameplay centric project, how many years does that go on? How many years do you keep that alive?
I mean, obviously it would be taking into account like are people digging it? Again, this would not be like on Paolo and Ed. It would be in conjunction with them, like but they would have another studio that is doing the real grunt work, and then Paolo and Ed would like come check things out and whatever.
Like an Iron Galaxy sort of situation.
Yes. In that respect, like you don't have to like lock Ed or Paolo down like to design all the fucking shit, and no, don't like end it before it's like fucking. And I almost wouldn't want it to have more characters than UMK3. I think UMK3 is the max, if that. Maybe vanilla MK3. But don't like I said, don't drag it out like a bad sitcom. Just make it tight and make it fun. Like work on that. Don't make it just here's kitchen sink. Here's more characters for the sake of more. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, another problem I have is just there's so many fighting games coming out right now. So if there are 2 active Mortal Kombat games in the scene, God, I don't know, man. Like I can only.
It's a problem. It's a thing. It's a consideration. It's true.
My dream came true. They made a Dragon Ball Z fighting game that's competent, sophisticated, deep, and potentially balanced, and I'm not buying it. Like that's insane. Like I never thought I'd be in this situation, but I'm playing Tekken. That's my game right now. I can't play other fighting games, so it's hard,
And that's a complaint that I've heard a lot of people have recently. Like people want to play more of the fighting games that are out there. It's like the MKX problem. I want to play more of the characters, but like the characters that I'm already playing are like doing it for me. So why the fuck is there all these fucking fighting games? Obviously, it's not a problem. It's not bad. It's like I don't want to go back to the way things were whenever there was a hella lull and shit. When the fighting games weren't rocking, but it's a fighting game apocalypse. It's a thing, and I wish there's no way to do it. Like I can say I wish that developers would try to plan these things out a little better and space them out, but it's like that's a weird thing to ask. So I don't know. Yeah, no. And as far as this idea goes, they wouldn't do that. Warner Brothers would not let this come out in like a window that competes with the two big projects in any way, shape, or form. It would have to be like an off-season type thing, and even then, Warner Brothers still probably just wouldn't let it exist for fear of competing with the other two.
I mean, I think it'd be cool if they remastered like Ultimate MK3, like 6 characters at a time, and then like add in like Johnny Cage and the trilogy characters. I can get behind that, I guess, but
yes, that is a good idea, Tim.
I'm afraid that would drown. I'm afraid that would just drown in the tournament scene.
I know. Well, but that's the thing. Like, no one is. Warner Brothers is not concerned with the tournament scene, nor do they have to be, because, like I said, these games actually make money. Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter, like these games are not making Mortal Kombat money. And if Mortal Kombat wasn't making Mortal Kombat money, like Warner Brothers wouldn't fucking do anything with them. So yeah.
To this day, I don't think they ever released. I know it's a lot, but did they ever release numbers for MKX? Do we know how much that sold?
I mean, there are some figures out there, but they're not 100% accurate. There's like what VG, I forgot what the website's called, but it's estimates and it's rough. No, Warner Brothers keeps the like legit specific numbers close to their vest.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, they're bitches. Does that? I mean, yeah, we kind of answered that question. That was good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty comprehensive.
It's a
philosophical difference for sure. It just depends on what you want out of fighting games.
It is, and more options right now in fighting games is maybe not a good thing. It's weird to say it, but I mean, it makes you think. Let's see. You want to do how many more? You want to do?
2 more is fine. We can do 2 more.
2 more. Okay. This one. You know what? No, I was going to say this one shouldn't take long, but it may.
Well, if it takes long, it's fine. I
think it'll be fine. This one again is from Kolbs. Oh, by the way, thanks to I have to look that up because that literally just came in the fucking shit. That was the Gab standard. Yep. Thanks, man.
Good stuff, dude.
People still posting like right now as we're doing this. They don't know that we're doing this, which makes it even funnier. This one next up is Kolbs again. Would you guys like to see tag team make a return?
Maybe. As a bonus mode, like you don't like. I don't even need tag mechanics. Like I don't need to summon Nightwolf to punch somebody. Just the only reason I want it is to have a 2v2 mode, so you and your friend can play your friend and his friend. Like that sounds cool. I don't necessarily need tag mechanics. Like I don't need to summon Johnny Cage to shoot one fireball and then leave. No, I just make a 2v2 mode. That's all I ask for. I do not need a traditional tag mode by any means. Unless they're going to like do the whole game around it. Like if they ever did Mortal Kombat versus DC again, I would want a tag mode, and you have to pick one Injustice character, and you have to pick one Mortal Kombat character. You can't pair up Mileena with Shao Kahn. No, that's not how this works. You pick Lantern, you pick Sub-Zero. And it truly is Mortal Kombat versus DC. That's what I would do. But for Mortal Kombat, I just feel like the meta is designed around single characters. I don't think tag would add anything. But I do want the 2v2 mode. So in like a online non-tag mechanic mode where you just have character switching, I'm absolutely fine with that.
Okay, so wait, is that the same as Mortal Kombat 9?
No, Mortal Kombat 9 actually did have like you could actually like switch characters mid-juggle and do like these crazy infinites. Like I think Johnny Cage's like an uppercut infinite or something.
And you don't want
It was
that.
something crazy. Yeah, I don't want that. No, so I would make it where you can only tag out if the other character is not in stun or in juggle state. That's how I would do it.
Okay. I recall saying something about this idea on the Discord at some point, but in general, I'm not a tag fan. It's too much for my brain. I like 1v1, and I don't think, like Tim said, I don't think they would ever do, like, have a tag game as a numbered entry in Mortal Kombat. That's not something that's really a thing. Like, if they did do a tag-centric thing where that is the gameplay, it would be something like the Mortal Kombat Alpha or whatever. It would be a different thing. But like I said, personally, I'm not into tag that much. I'm not even really into like the idea of like assists the way like Injustice does it, where like you or sidekicking they have it in that game. Where just you can call out fucking Robin to do a special and he jumps out like, whatever, that's fine. But that's not. That's all just extra stuff to me that I still probably wouldn't play that much. I
never use that shit in the multiverse like ever.
I just want the 1v1 to be good and let me do it. Not that it's bad for them to do extra stuff. It's just tag isn't my jam. Personally.
At the very least, they have to show me they can balance a single character game. They have to show me they can do it without in under 2 patches. You have to have a viably balanced game. So they're not there yet. In my opinion, they're just not there yet.
Thank you, Colbs. Once again, boy.
Yeah, good question. And an important question, too. We probably will revisit that again on this show and the Netherkast.
On this one, I am going to earmark and save, Evan. Let's see. It's a good question. It's just a big one. No, that's a good question. Just hang on. I'm finding the right question for the moment.
We will get to all these.
We will. Don't you worry.
Question of the night. So yeah.
Okay. Wait. Man, that's a good one too. But that was no. That's a big one. Okay, here we go. Let's do this one. Which of the new characters introduced? This is the Gab Standard again. We got a fucking rogues gallery here, don't we? Thanks, guys. Hey, listen, you guys, passionate.
We did.
And boy, would we just be fucking talking about Fujin otherwise right now. This is very, very good. The Gab Standard says, which of the new characters introduced in MKX would you personally like to see cut from the MK11 roster?
Oh, wow. I thought it was going somewhere else.
No, that one had a sad ending. Which of the newbies, the newbies in MKX, would you want to veto? Get the fuck out of here.
How many do I get to choose?
Well, they said one.
Oh, they said one?
No, wait, I'm sorry. Okay. Which of the new characters? So I guess you could fucking veto all of them.
So I could just axe all of them if I wanted to.
That's harsh.
We're not counting DLC, of course. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I mean... No, yeah, you do it.
Well, let's impose it. We got to agree on a number first. Okay, that's a good idea. Axe the same amount. How many should we axe?
I mean, it feels like you should do like at least 2, just because that's like the old Mortal Kombat rule. Like, fucking get rid of Kano and Sonya for MK2.
Okay, yeah, I can agree on 2 then.
Okay, all right, then. What do you got? I'm
still baking. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at the select screen.
Okay, listen. For me personally. No offense to anyone out there who likes to play Ferrator, it's just not my type of character. It's not my character type. I'm not usually a big body type. I'm not usually that sort of thing. So I probably have to cut Ferrator personally. But it's just business. It's nothing personal. What do you think? You got one yet? I'm surprised this is this difficult for you.
Well, the first one's easy. I would cut D'Vorah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
D'Vorah. Yeah, there's no doubt there. I'm torn. I'm really torn. I have to choose between Cassie and Jackie, and I don't know. This is so hard. Like, Jackie, I'm not a fan of, but she was fairly harmless. I think Cassie was just does not work. That character just does not fucking work. It is not interesting to me. Not a terrible character, but... God, I just feel like from a gameplay perspective, I don't like that hybrid. I thought she was a really hard character to balance and really not fun to play against. I'm gonna say Jackie, just barely. Oh God, it's hard because Jackie's boring, but Cassie pisses me off. So, but at the end of the day, at least I have a reaction to Cassie.
At least you
God,
feel
now I'm
Cassie.
second guessing myself. I don't know. Fuck, this is tough.
It's okay.
Okay, D'Vorah for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Jackie just because she's fucking boring.
Listen, I think that's the correct answer. And it's not because since day one, like right when Mortal Kombat X came out, I said Jackie is the most broken character in the game. And I kept saying it all the way through. It's not because of that. That's true, but it's not that. I look at those two... Because, again, yeah, it comes down to those two, I think, for me. Because obviously, like, I ain't fucking cutting Takeda. He's fucking maybe he's the best character in the game. It's fucking, I don't care what you guys say. He's sick. You know, whatever. That's not what we're talking about here. Jackie or Cassie? I think Cassie has potential. I think Cassie could go somewhere design-wise. I don't know where Jackie could go.
Like, Jackie had potential in the drawing board. I don't think she has potential in the game. Like, I feel like before they made Jackie, there's cool things they could have done with her. Like, instead of doing the whole special forces thing, make her an occultist. Like, she grows up knowing that her father's in hell. So she spends her whole child life trying to figure out ways to get her father out of the nether realm.
I mean, you're right.
And by the time,
No.
that would have been so tight. That would have been so cool. Instead, she's a gun arm bitch. Like, that's her whole shtick.
That's
so,
and that's something that you can't really give her now. Like, it's too late.
Yeah.
She's already not religious. She's not gonna like switch or go crazy angst lord. That would have been way better. I think that Cassie is the easiest to develop into a cool character. I think Cassie should just fucking be like John Wick gun kata with green shit. Stop doing your dad's moves. Don't do nut punches. Do, like, actually be a hybrid of the two. Be like a cool, like, trained, highly trained military, whatever shit. Like, you're good. Just fucking gun kata shit. Do it. But also, like, charge your guns with green shit and all that kind of fun stuff. Like, I think you could do this with this character and it'd be cool. And it's stuff that you don't do with either Sonya or Johnny. I think that would be the reason why I would keep her over Jackie. Jackie, I don't know what you're gonna do with that character besides ripping more limbs off and replacing more whatever. Like, make her a cyborg. Like, I don't know what you can do with that character at this point that, you know, is interesting or is you know, I don't know what you're gonna. I don't know.
I was remembering something. I think, was it Shadaloo or Razor or Cyborg who said it? It could have been. It's one of those. Any one of those three could have said. But, like, do the cyber leg gimmick instead of the cyber arm gimmick that Jax has. Like, like her fucking legs come off and she, like, fucking shoots lasers and shit like that. But it's too late. It's just, like you said, it's too late. We can't do shit like that anymore. They made the character, and this is what we have to work with. And the only interesting thing about Jackie to me is that she kind of has a potential love interest with Takeda. That's kind of interesting to me.
Oh, she did, didn't she? Oh,
yeah.
God. Get away from my Takeda. Don't drag him down to your fucking bullshit. Jesus Christ.
Yes,
but that's sad. God. That's not good. You don't want that in a fighting game character. The most interesting thing is a love interest.
I mean, I come from an anime rom-com background, so I kind of dig shit like that. I don't know. I like the romantic shit sometimes.
Okay. All right.
I'm weird like that.
Yeah, you like Lee May and her Onaga shit.
Well, no, I don't like the dragon writing. I like the protege stuff with Lee May. I like the tragedy of Lee May. I don't like the hentai side of Lee May.
Okay, all right. No, that's not enough for me to keep Jackie. Fuck Jackie. She's off the list. So who did I say? Firatora and Jackie, and you said
Jackie and Deborah.
Yeah, you know, shocking, right?
I wish I could have said more of those other characters. I mean, God, like if you gave me three, it would have been Cassie, like instantly.
I really want Cassie. I want them to find Cassie's potential. Like, I want a little bit of fucking Red Hood in there. Because I just don't think that's a pop culture archetype they've done in Mortal Kombat. But it's obviously one that would fit, I think. Just fucking do it, NetherRealm. Get good. God. All right.
We may have time for one more question. We kind of knocked that one out fast. Okay. Do we have time for one more?
We can do another one. Let's see what we got here.
Good question, by the way. Good shit. It's also an important question because this question is going to be very relevant very soon. So yeah.
Boy. I mean, wait. Okay, we'll do this one. This one is not. No, fuck it. I'm going to do this one instead. Snake Eye says, what sort of pop cultural thing would you guys want to see NetherRealm use for a basis for their next character? Kind of piggybacking off of what I was already saying there. Wait, fucking copy off me, Snake Eyes. Totally knew what I was talking about. We've had cyborgs, ninjas, soldiers, monks, demons, vampires. What's something they haven't done that you think they should do?
I'd like to see a ghost archetype done right, like the whole green soul that when they were kind of toying with the idea of making Ghost Liu Kang playable. I'd like to see the soul archetype done properly, and when they just have green blood or some weird shit like that. But yeah, I would like to see like a green ectoplasm character. I think would be really cool. We haven't really done the ghost thing yet in Mortal Kombat, or make it like Shinko in Darkstalkers. That's kind of the ghost archetype one. You know the Chinese lore. I think it's Chinese. They have their own hopping vampire archetype in their horror stories. But they're kind of the closest thing you have to a ghost in Darkstalkers. So maybe do the ghost thing. I think would be tight.
Isn't Hisako a ghost?
What's up?
Isn't Hisako a ghost?
Oh yeah.
I mean, Hisako.
Yeah, but in KI it's easier. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say like it's hard for me to think of a fighting game ghost that's not Hisako. Like that's the way that she does that really well. I think so. It's like that's what I want. But
maybe come up like a Ringu kind of female character. That could be tight. Just kind of like Hisako was. But God, Hisako covered a lot of that. It's hard to make a Ringu character that is not similar to Hisako. That would be an incredible challenge at this point. But I don't know. Like that, I feel like that would be the best way to go. I don't know what else I'd want to see at this point other than that. And in theory, Smoke could do the ghost thing too. If they make him the full Enenra and kind of do the deception Smoke, he could be the ghost archetype in a way. So we'll see. I don't know. It's interesting. Good question. What do you got for me, Django? What do you think they should do next?
They should do something with Smoke. God damn it.
Yeah, man. Tell me about it.
Boy, he's such a fucking cool character. Everyone fucking digs him. They know it. They're weirdos over there, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a cop out because I just said it, but yeah, fucking gun kata, John Wick shit, like that sort of thing. Dopey, like that sort of like weird kung fu, all that shit. What am I thinking there? Like a little bit of Matrix or whatever, fucking, or like the raid shit. I don't know. Just mix it all together, do something there. But that's a thing that's people are like. General audiences are like mainstream audiences are picking up on by this point, and by that I mean like everyone's moms and shit. So it's like why isn't that a thing like that? It's a combat thing. It's a close combat thing. Like this feels like something that should be there. That's not in MKX or Mortal Kombat at the moment.
Yeah, that could be tight, and you can also mess around with the nationality a lot. Like you can make your Russian MK character.
Yeah.
Like you can make like a fucking. God, what? I don't know. Like, we don't really have a lot of. I was about to say Smoke is Eastern European. Smoke is from Czech Republic. He's from Prague. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool. They could do something cool like that. I really have a lot of fun with the John Wick character. Here's a question though: you put him in the game, is he good or is he bad?
What? Wait, John Wick? You're gonna have a guest character?
Oh no, not literal John Wick. But that's
okay.
your archetype, right?
Yes.
The gunjitsu.
Yes.
I mean, what alignment is he? Does he?
Alignment. We're talking about morals and shit.
Yeah, because John Wick is good, like very good.
I mean, yeah, but he fucking kills everybody. So it's like, it's fun, and it's fun morals, because it's like, well, he kills everyone, but they killed his dog, so they had it coming.
Dude, if John Wick was a guest character, that'd be like someone would kill his dog and you get a buff. Like he does more damage and shit. That'd be tight.
Jesus Christ, that'd be crazy. That'd be like Jason shit.
Could hit you with his Mustang.
I mean, it's tough. I just feel like it would be like in the middle somewhere, like a fucking Aaron Black or some shit. And by the way, fix Aaron Black and actually give him a personality, or just let us know what it is. Like is this guy just? I just don't know what. I don't know if there's like. Is he just Deadshot? Is he just a merc, or is there whatever? Because there was more shit in the comics. Like, I don't know. Do something.
I treat most of that as non-canon. I feel like if you're going to do the Gunjitsu character, it'd be a good contrast to Aaron Black, because Aaron Black is pretty much firmly seated in villain territory. I don't ever see that character. Unless they're going to do like the Boba Fett thing where he's just a wild card. I have no interest in that. That does not sound interesting at all. So yeah, the Gunjitsu dude could be a good foil to Aaron Black. I'm sure he's coming back. My mind would be blown if he does not come back.
I didn't think about it, but that would be interesting if there was like if he had a rival. If you introduce a rival that was something like that. Aaron Black versus John Wick. That'd be sick. I'd buy that pay-per-view. And I don't know. I like Aaron Black being super neutral. Just, he's fucking there because he's getting paid, but he's from Earthrealm. Like, that part is canon, so it kind of feels a little bit, it feels like one of those old Mortal Kombats to be like, what are they doing? Of course, it was like a cop-out back then, because it's like the end of every bio, but their motives remain their own. Like, okay, we're cool, man. Just fucking, we make up whatever we want. But, I mean, you know, that's kind of I kind of like that about Aaron Black. They should do something with it, but I don't mind him being Boba Fett.
I think that's an okay start. You can't stay there, though. No character can ever hold on to that.
No, you can't. That's like... Unless you keep him, like, just a side character for the whole time and he's not there that much. Which is weird. But fighting games and stories don't often fit together super well. Like you were saying, you get Cool's fucking Mishima shit, Heihachi, in Tekken story mode, but then you get all the other shit too.
Yeah, then you get fucking kangaroos and shit. So you gotta pick your poison.
And that journalist guy, like,
oh, that sick buff journalist who can't talk for shit. I love that guy.
Boy, you can't have it all, man. Sometimes you gotta have shitty everything else to have Heihachi fighting Akuma, and that's just the weirdest prenup ever. But it was very entertaining.
Just a quick note about the shitty journalist. Like, his voice actor is so bad that, like, any one of us in the Netherkast crew could have done that better. Like, anyone could have done a better acting performance than what that guy did. Like, I don't know. That's crazy. You
just wonder, like, was that guy come in one day and he got in the booth and he tried something and they're like, too much. And he says, all right, it goes again, it's like, too much. Like, was that direction or was that the dude? I can't imagine a voice actor walking in there and doing that of their own accord. Like, I feel like that's like somebody like, listen, you gotta be neutral. You gotta be impartial, man. You're a journalist, but you're a good one. So you're impartial, but they're not completely neutral as the story goes on. Exactly. So, I don't know. Maybe it was just Japan.
I think it was like a voice actor who actually did have training and shit, and they said, all right, you have 2 hours. And the guy's like, well, fuck it. You're not going to give me my resources. I don't give a shit, so I'm just going to do whatever I want, so.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot of lines. He's got too many lines.
He does. My gosh.
He didn't have as many lines as he did. Boy, that was a choice. Someone made a choice, and they stuck to it. God bless them.
I love it. I mean, I'm happy. I win either way, so it's all good.
I got to see fucking Akuma and Heihachi fight for... I don't even remember why, really. Oh, yeah, the prenup. She was like, go kill him. And he's like, shush, and they did it. That was the story, right? Yeah, you can't... That's what it was. That's what happened.
Tekken 7. I mean, in a nutshell, yeah.
Tekken 7, that's what happened. They both killed each other, and they both stayed alive after it.
God, Tekken 7 is such a weird-ass game. You put Akuma in there, and he's more story-relevant than King, Ling Xiaoyu, Asuka, Law,
I think
all. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, like, Mortal Kombat fans often will, have troubles with the story issues and whatnot, and I get it, but it's like, dude, it could be way worse.
Yeah, like, Akuma could be making deals with Sindel and shit and fighting Shao Kahn.
We could have had, like, Alien be so fleshed out from a character standpoint. And we don't know anything about fucking Aaron Black, but boy, we know the fucking daddies, granddaddies, fucking hookup in college of the Alien. That was just so weird. It could be worse. It could be way worse for Mortal Kombat, guys. Man.
Yeah, we have to count our blessings. We have to look at it from the right perspective.
Yeah, you get to fight Alien. I think that is the right place to stop it.
Indeed.
Listen, this is a to be continued. We're gonna do episode 2, season 2, next time. So you guys, when you hear this, you can keep asking questions and you can keep this thing going, or we'll just finish these because we got plenty. But really, thanks again for asking these. That's a big help. It's a big
And thanks for making them good. These were all really good questions. All of them were hella solid.
That is the best point. Thanks for not just foogening all over that thread. Because
I mean, not that there's not room for that. Like, you can, if you ask shitty questions, that can be its own type of fun. So we're not entirely against shitty questions, but these were all hella solid. I love these topics.
yeah, these were good. There wasn't a Fujin in sight. Like, listen.
Not a single one.
Thanks. And we have not really talked about Fujin the entire episode until right now. That might be a record. We have you guys to thank for that. Sick questions. Keep them coming. Fuck tag. Temp, is there anything else that you need to say?
Stuff to say next time. We will talk a lot more about Trilogy Edition next time.
That sounds
and
really...
we'll answer more questions, yeah.
That sounds really ominous. It's like, I got fucking more fucking... I'll tell you guys next time, whatever. Talk about it when you get home. Alright, cool. Thanks for listening. Take care of yourselves and each other, guys.
Yeah, take care, guys. Peace.
Bye!
No.
So at the time, I was like, hey, that's a little strong. Oh, we're talking about Force Awakens?